good, the stress acne is back. I'm not good with asking for help. Being one of the smarter kids in school and getting constant praise from teachers and parents, I had a really big ego. This was problematic because when there was something I didn't know how to do and I needed help, I just didn't ask. I thought that, okay, I'm smart, I should be able to figure this out. And so I would flounder about and waste countless hours trying to figure out this thing that I didn't have the knowledge or the skill to do. But because I was so proud, I didn't want to ask for help. I'd like to think that I've grown up a little bit since then, and hopefully my ego isn't as big now as it was back then. But I don't know, maybe it is partly a reason why I still don't ask for help. I still think that, okay, I'm smart and accomplished. I should be able to sort through this. But I think a bigger reason why I don't readily ask for help has to do with the fact that, you know, I've grown up in quite a short bit of time and started to think a bit more empathetically and think less about myself and more about other people. And in doing so, I realized that I don't want to be a burden on people. I don't want to have to ask for help and then put a lot of responsibility on them to help me, fix me, whatever. Whether it's troubleshooting a technical problem or getting advice on something or just asking someone to be there when I'm having a really bad mental health day. I don't think to ask somebody, hey, can you help me? I don't want to be a burden on people. I don't want to have to make people do things out of their way. They have their own lives and their own struggles, and I just don't want to add to that. I think it also comes from a fear of rejection. Rejection maybe isn't the right word, but you know, let's say you have an issue, a problem, and you put yourself out there to somebody and say, hey, I need help with this thing, can you help me? And they, for whatever reason, can't. Maybe it's because schedules don't align or they're personally struggling and they have to regrettably say, I'm so sorry, I cannot help this time. Then I've made things awkward because I put myself out there, I let myself be vulnerable, and then they've had to decline. And I don't want to make things awkward. I don't like making conflict or anything. I want things to be chill and perfect. When I put myself out there and let myself be vulnerable and unfortunately don't get something back, then I feel very exposed, and I don't like feeling exposed. So to keep myself from feeling exposed and vulnerable, I don't ask at all. And then that way I have not inconvenienced anybody, only myself. And somehow it makes more sense in my brain to let myself suffer in my own head rather than ask for help. The reason I bring this up is not because I'm going through some sort of like mental crisis. I'm okay for right now. I was thinking about this more in terms of working on a project. So if you're not familiar, I work on the Road to Nerdfighteria, which is a big project for the Nerdfighter community, and up until recently there have only been a few people, myself included, to sort of help really push this project and get it launched and get it running. And there were times when it was really a big weight on a lot of everybody's shoulders, and I didn't really want to inconvenience anybody by putting more weight on their shoulders, so I took a lot of it. But now we have more people, and so we can sort of spread that weight around a little bit more. And I've been trying to delegate some of my tasks a little bit just to make sure that I stay sane, and people are thankfully willing to help out. But I need to keep in mind that I can't keep relying on these same people, because these are the type of people that, you know, are freaking Gryffindors. They will jump at the chance to help and get things done, and I don't want to exhaust them by always leaning on them. So I have to think about the other people on the team who might be able to help out in other ways. And then of course you're thinking about communication styles and how different types of people work better in different types of situations, and trying to sort of balance it all and not inconvenience anybody by asking them to step out of their comfort zone is also another stressor. Anyway, this topic got away from me. But basically, I've just been thinking about how it's important to ask for help, but you have to be aware of, I guess, how you're doing it and who you're asking for help, and, I don't know, trying to keep their feelings and their schedules and their own struggles in mind, and I don't have an answer for how to do that better. This is just stuff that's been on my mind. Anyway, if this is a struggle that you can also relate to, asking people for help, or if you have any advice on how to ask people for help, or any, you know, relevant experiences that you'd like to share, I'll be down in comments. Day 11 of VEDA, done. 19 more of these to go.